The famine continued to ravage the land of Canaan, and when they had eaten the grain that they had brought from Egypt, Israel said to his sons, "Go again, buy us a little food." But Judah, one of his sons, said to him, "Father, if you send Benjamin with us, we will go down and buy more food. But if you will not send him, we will not go, for the man said to us, 'You shall not see my face again, unless your brother is with you.'" And Israel asked him, "Why did you bring this trouble upon me? Why did you tell the man you had another brother?" And Judah answered, "The man questioned us in detail about ourselves and our kindred, asking things like, 'Is your father still alive? Do you have another brother?' And we answered him accordingly. How could we possibly know that he would say, 'Bring your brother here'? Please, Father, send the boy along with me, and we will go at once, so that we and you and our children may live and not die. I will be a pledge of his safety. From my hand you shall require him. If I do not bring him back to you and set him before you, then let me bear the blame forever. As it is, if we had not delayed, we could have gone and returned twice." At last Israel said, "If it must be so, then do this. Put some of the best products of the land in your packs and carry them down as a gift for the man, a little balm and a little honey, spices and myrrh, pistachios and almonds. Take double the amount of silver with you, for you must return the silver that was put back into the mouths of your sacks. Perhaps it was a mistake. Take your brother also, and go back to the man at once. And may God Almighty grant you mercy before the man, so that he will let your other brother and Benjamin come back with you. As for me, I am bereaved." So the men took the gifts and double the amount of silver, and their youngest brother Benjamin. They hurried down to Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the steward of his house, "Take these men to my house, slaughter an animal and prepare a meal. They are to eat with me at noon." And the steward did as Joseph told him, and took the brothers to Joseph's house. And how frightened the brothers were that they had been taken to the governor's house, that they said to themselves, "We have been brought here because of the silver that was returned in our bags the first time. They intend to overpower us and take us as slaves along with our donkeys." Thus they approached the steward and spoke to him at the entrance of the house, saying, "Oh, sir, we indeed came down the first time to buy food, but when we came to the place we lodged for the night, we opened our sacks, and behold, each of us found his silver in the mouth of his sack. It was the full amount of our silver, and we have brought it back with us. We have also brought additional silver with us to buy food. We don't know who put our silver in our sacks." But the steward said to them, "Peace be unto you, fear not. Your God, the God of your father, gave you the treasure that was in your sacks. I received your silver." Then he brought Simeon out to them, and gave them water to wash their feet, and provided food for their donkeys. Since the brothers had been told that they were going to eat a meal there, they prepared their gift for Joseph's arrival at noon. And indeed, when Joseph came home, they presented him with the gifts they had brought and bowed to the ground before him. And Joseph said to them, "Is your father well, the old man of whom you spoke? Is he still alive?" And they answered, "Your servant, our father, is still alive and well." And they bowed low again, prostrating themselves before him. When Joseph lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, he said, "Is this your youngest brother, of whom you spoke to me? God be gracious to you, my son." Deeply moved at the sight of his brother, Joseph hurried out and looked for a place to weep. He went into his private room and wept there. Then he washed his face and came back out. And regaining his composure, he said, "Serve the meal." And the waiters served Joseph at his own table, and his brothers were served at a separate table. The Egyptians who ate with Joseph also sat and were served at their own table. The Egyptians could not eat with the Hebrews, for that was an abomination to the Egyptians. The brothers were seated in the order of their ages, from the firstborn to the youngest, and they looked at each other in astonishment. And when portions were served to them from Joseph's table, Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as anyone else's, and they feasted and drank freely and were merry with him. After feasting and drinking with his brothers, and when they were ready to leave, Joseph gave instructions to his steward, saying, "Fill the men's sacks with as much food as they can carry, and put each one's silver in the mouth of his sack. Then put my cup, the silver one, in the mouth of the youngest one's sack, along with the silver for his grain." And it was done. As morning dawned, the brothers were sent on their way with their donkeys. But they had not gone far from the city when Joseph said to his steward, "Go after those men at once, and when you catch up with them, say to them, 'Why have you repaid good with evil? Is this not the cup my master drinks from and uses for divination? What you have done is wicked.'" And the steward did as he was told, for when he caught up with them, he repeated those words just as instructed. But the brothers said to him, "Why does my lord say these things? Your servants could not possibly do such a thing. Behold, we brought back to you from the land of Canaan the silver we found in the mouths of our sacks. How then should we steal out of your lord's house silver or gold? If any of your servants is found to have it, he will die, and the rest of us will become my lord's slaves." And the steward replied, "Very well then, let it be as you say. Whoever is found to have it will become my slave. The rest of you will be free from blame." Thus each of them quickly lowered his sack to the ground and opened it. Then the steward proceeded to search, beginning with the oldest and ending with the youngest. And lo, the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. At this they tore their clothes in despair. Then they all loaded their donkeys and returned to the city. Joseph was still in the house when Judah and his brothers came in, and they threw themselves to the ground before him. But Joseph said to them, "What is this deed you have done? Do you not know that a man like me can surely divine the truth?" And Judah answered, "What can we say to my lord? What can we say? How can we prove our innocence? God has uncovered your servant's guilt. We are now my lord's slaves, we ourselves and the one who was found to have the cup." And Joseph said to him, "Far be it from me to do such a thing. Only the man who was found to have the cup will become my slave. The rest of you, go back to your father in peace." And Judah pleaded with him, saying, "Pardon your servant, my lord. Let me speak a word to my lord. Do not be angry with your servant, though you are equal to Pharaoh himself. Our father is aged, and this is a young son born to him in his old age. His brother is dead, and he is the only one of his mother's sons left, and his father loves him. My lord, you said to your servants, 'Bring him down to me so I can see him for myself. Unless your youngest brother comes down with you, you will not see my face again.' Your servant, my father, said to us, 'You know that my wife bore me 2 sons. One of them went away and never returned. Doubtless he was torn to pieces by some wild animal. I have not seen him since. If you take this one from me too, and harm comes to him, you will bring my grey head down to the grave in misery. So now, if the boy is not with us when I go back, and if my father, whose life is closely bound up with the boy's life, sees that the boy is not with us, he will die. Then your servants will have brought the grey hair of your servant, our father, down to the grave in sorrow. My lord, I swore to my father that I would take care of the boy. If I don't bring him back, I will bear the blame forever. Now then, I pray you, let me, your servant, remain here as my lord's slave in place of the boy, and let the boy return with his brothers. How can I go back to my father if the boy is not with me? Do not let me see the misery that would come on my father." When Joseph heard the words of Judah, he could no longer control himself before all his attendants, and he cried out, "Have everyone leave my presence." And when all had left, Joseph broke down and wept. He wept so loudly the Egyptians could hear him, and word of it quickly carried to Pharaoh's palace. Then he said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still living?" But his brothers were not able to answer him, for they were terrified at his presence. And Joseph said to them, "Come near to me." When they came closer, Joseph spoke again. "I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. And now, do not be distressed and angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you. For 2 years now there has been famine in the land, and for the next 5 years there will be no ploughing and reaping. God sent me before you to give you a remnant on the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So then it was not you who sent me here, but God. He made me father to Pharaoh, lord of his entire household and ruler of all Egypt. Now hurry back to my father and bring him here. Come down to me and do not delay. You shall live in the region of Goshen and be near me, you, your children and grandchildren, your flocks and herds, and all you have. I will provide for you there, because 5 years of famine are still to come. You can see for yourselves that it is really I who am speaking to you. Tell my father about all the honor accorded me in Egypt and about everything you have seen, and bring my father down here quickly." Then Joseph threw his arms around his brother Benjamin and wept, and Benjamin embraced him and wept on his neck, and he kissed all his brothers and wept over them, and afterwards his brothers talked with him. When the news reached Pharaoh's palace that Joseph's brothers had come, Pharaoh and all his officials were pleased. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Bring your father and your families to me. I will give you the best of the land of Egypt, and you shall eat from the fat of the land." So the sons of Israel did exactly as they were told. They returned to their father Israel in the land of Canaan and broke the news to him, saying, "Father, Joseph is still alive, and he is the ruler of all of Egypt." Of course, Israel was stunned and did not believe them. But when they told him everything Joseph had said to them, and when he saw the carts that Joseph had sent to carry him back, the spirit of their father Israel was revived, and he exclaimed, "It must be true. My son Joseph is still alive. I must go and see him before I die." And the Lord God spoke to Israel once more in a vision and said to him, "Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there. I will go down with you to Egypt, and I will surely bring you back, and Joseph's own hands will close your eyes." Thus Israel set out to Egypt with all his family and possessions. When they arrived, and as soon as he saw Joseph, he threw his arms around him, and both father and son wept for a long time. And his father said to him, "Now I am ready to die, since I have seen your face again and know you are still alive." And Pharaoh kept his word and gave them a vast land in the region of Goshen. Joseph provided them with everything: food, clothing, livestock, and money, and they never knew hunger or lack again till the time of their deaths. And Joseph continued to prosper, and the whole of Egypt prospered with him till the time of his death. He never knew sorrow again for the rest of his life.